it's exciting to know what we have going here in St. Louis. 19, 20 months ago when my wife Lisa and I got started, this would have probably been there would probably been 5 people in the whole St. Louis market. So to see what this has grown into in 20 months is just super exciting. And we really have one person to thank for that. It was about a year and a half ago. This gentleman tied into our team, tied into our upline ambassador, Brandon Janis, and said, I want to work with you and I want to work with your team. It's been an absolute blessing. This gentleman has helped over 5,000 people get into BMWs. He's helped help me out with numbers, Lisa, you're the numbers person.
Over 35.
35 millionaires created within Visalis. He's been involved in launches like this before and done some absolutely amazing things. And as much as I would love to think that everybody in this room was here to see my sexy bald head, I have a feeling that you're not here to see my sexy bald head, but it's an honor to be able to bring up the one, the only, our mentor, our friend, Mr. Kyle Pacatti.
Coming in from behind the tree. Awesome. Well, hey, gang, glad all y'all came out tonight. Glad y'all are here. Good news is that, or let me give you the bad news first. Y'all bad news first? Bad news is I've been sick as a dog. The good news is I'm over it. I just don't have all my energy back yet, so I'm going to try to give y'all as much energy as I possibly can. But I was absolutely not going to cancel this trip. It was on the books, and I was looking so forward to launching Neon out here. I just said I'm going regardless. I'll figure it out. I'll get enough energy. I'm going to be facing them a lot because they've got to read my lips, and so I'm going to be facing them a lot. Is that okay, y'all? Yeah. So regardless of how much energy I had, I knew that I was going to come out here and make this happen, so I'm here with y'all tonight. We're going to be talking about the Neon Energy Club. Give y'all a little bit of backstory on me. 5 years, almost 6 years ago, I ran across this small little company called Visalis. Some of y'all's probably heard of it. It was a very small company. They had a great product. They had great founders. But they really just hadn't brought the product to market in a very fast-paced, a good way. So I was a co-creator in creating a PMO, or promoter method of operation, of bringing a meal replacement shake to market. We did that almost 6 years ago. In 3 years, we went from completely unknown to the most consumed meal replacement shake in North America. We went on to do $1 billion in sales in just right at 38 months, and now we've done $2 billion in sales, and that was all with a meal replacement shake. How did we get here? Visalis bought a company called Neon, and they bought this company several months back. They took that product, they dropped it into their weight loss community, and it was amazing what happened. It just naturally, without any pressure being put on it, it did $1 million in sales nearly right away. I was watching that and I said, this is crazy. This product's going to get wheels. This product isn't just a product launch. This is a business opportunity that people could literally go out and just market Neon and could build a massive business. And so in August of this year, I decided to run a black ops test to make sure it would work. Myself and a couple other leaders within the company, we went out and ran this test. We did this in the month of August. We didn't tell anybody about it. I picked 6 people in the United States to work directly through. By the way, none of them were in this market. So this is all brand new to the market. The people that I picked were in other markets. I worked through those 6. At the end of August, we had knocked it completely out of the park. So then in September, I ran a wave 2. Again, by the end of September, we had knocked it completely out of the park. And what I mean by completely out of the park, we were 3 times further ahead with Neon than what we were with the challenge in the same period of time back in 2010. So I said, this is insane. This is probably going to be $1 billion company in less than 24 months. That brings us to where we're at now. The beginning of November, we officially launched the Neon Energy Club. And as I do the presentation here in a second, you're going to realize there's 2 different things. There's Neon the product, and there's Neon the Energy Club. For those of you that are familiar with Challenge, and you're familiar with the meal replacement shakes, what Challenge is to the shakes is what the Neon Energy Club is to Neon. Does that make sense for those of you that know what the challenge is?
Yes.
I'm going to jump in and I'm going to try to, this will be a little bit different. Instead of me just blowing through the presentation, I'm going to try to fill a few gaps. I want to make sure y'all understand what we're doing. So that you are informed enough to make a decision to either become a customer, that some of you may be here just to become a customer, or to become a promoter, which means that you can also earn additional income promoting this. And before we get into that, a lot of you are going to be saying, man, he talks a lot about money. I do. Is everybody okay with that? People have money and everything. I'm like, you're right. So don't pay your light bill this month. Just don't pay it. How many of y'all know money makes the world go round, right? I mean, it does. I mean, people's like, well, money's not important to me. I'm like, well, quit your job. I mean, just quit. You don't need money. So I am going to talk about money because money is how we keep score, right? Now, do I believe money creates happiness? No, I don't. I'm not naive enough to believe that, but I do believe that money gives you options. Can we agree with that? Yes. Now, people say you can't buy love with money. I'll call you on that one. Call my mama. Ask her if she loves me more today than she loved me when I was broke. I promise you. So let's jump in. What is Neon? Neon, the product, is a top shelf energy drink. Everything you need, nothing you don't. I got to tell you, it really cracks me up when I'm talking to people about Neon, because all of a sudden they turn into scientists. This just happened on the plane today. We were talking to a guy and he's like, well, what do you do? I said, I actually market an energy drink. It's a healthy top shelf energy drink. And understand, this guy is eating something on the plane that is ridiculously unhealthy. I mean, this guy's like, he's eating Doritos. I mean, you all know Doritos, you're going to die eating Doritos, right? So he's sitting there crunching out on Doritos, and he goes, well, you're going to have to tell me all about the benefits of this. And what he starts asking all these crazy questions, and I keep looking at Doritos, and I'm like, bro, you're really acting like a scientist and asking me these crazy questions when you're feeding your face with Doritos? But I didn't say that, right? But the bottom line is it's got everything you need, nothing you don't. So if you look up here, you got a proprietary blend that helps support your immune system, gives you antioxidant support, 100% of your B vitamins. I love this because the only thing I remember in school about health, because I hated health and I hated school, but in a room full of teachers. The one thing I remember is B vitamins. B was for brain. B vitamins were for your brain. So, I mean, it's pretty simple for me. If B vitamins are for your brain, that means we have smart energy. Can we agree on that? Yes. What's the opposite of smart? Dumb. Everything else is dumb energy. No, so, okay. You got 100 milligrams of natural caffeine from green tea. Here's the important part. It's not what we have, it's what we don't have. We have no taurine, no guarana, no dairy, no gluten, low sodium, and only 100 calories. That's the bottom line. There's so many people out there consuming energy drinks right now today. How many of y'all know somebody's drinking energy drinks? And they're drinking stuff that's full of garbage that they shouldn't be putting in their body. Now you've got something you can put in their hands that tastes good, that gives them energy without the crash, and it also is good for them. Not just okay for them, it's actually good for them. It has some benefits for them consuming the energy drink. Let's show of hands, how many of y'all consume something for energy, whether it's an energy drink or whether it's coffee or something like that? Most everybody does. Probably like 95% of the population consumes something for energy. Now me, as y'all can tell, y'all probably can't tell because I look good, but I'm not young. I was talking to the young man back here, and he was telling me this must be a good market for young people. And I'm like, dude, I ain't young. I'm 45, and at 45 years old, I've never drank a canned energy drink in my entire life. Because the moment I realized what was in them, I was not going to put that in my body. Now, what I do is I drink a lot of coffee. When I say a lot of coffee, a few of y'all's been to my estate down in Florida. I'm looking at Bobby. Bobby's watched me. It's nothing for me to slam 15 cups of coffee a day. How many of y'all know that can't be healthy? There's got to be an adverse effect to drinking that much coffee, right? So for me, where Neon has been a big play in my life is it's allowed me to replace not all my coffee, because I still love the taste of coffee, but I'll drink 3 cups. 5 cups is a massive day, but I've reduced to 3 to 5 cups, and I've filled the gap with Neon. So it's helped me replace that coffee. So don't think this is just for young people. It's for everybody. And as I look at my Neon business that's began to develop, I've got hundreds and hundreds of people that's over the age of 50 that love the product, that's consuming the product, that's getting good out of it. So it's no respecter of person. It's for any and everybody that's consuming something for energy. Make sense? Yes? Yes. And it glows under a black light. Now, I'm sitting here looking at this, hold this up. Now, people tell me that if it glows, it can't be good for you. That would be the first thing that goes into somebody's mind, right? Well, it's a natural element in the cinchona tree. Has anybody ever heard of tonic water before? Anybody ever drank tonic water? If you drink tonic water, you drink the same exact element that's in our drink. And it just gives it that cool factor. How many of y'all know it's pretty cool when you got a drink that actually glows, right? Under a black light. And you just put the little sticker underneath it and you just light up the world. Love it, love it, love it. Now, when is people drinking energy drinks? They're drinking them all times of the day. Some people drink them in the mornings. Some people drink them before, during, or after that boring meeting at work. I mean, I'm not talking about. You're trying to stay awake. You're like, boss, keep talking. I'm just trying to stay awake here. Maybe before a workout, during and after. Here, I got a trainer back here, brand new personal trainer. Before a workout, during a workout, after a workout, to give you energy, to keep your energy, and then to get your energy back after you went and worked out like crazy. Nights out on the town. Anybody play like basketball or baseball or tennis or football? Just one. Okay. How about helping you focus? Anybody consuming the product that feels like they're focusing better? For me, that's been a big deal. And I mean, that wasn't my purpose, but now when I start consuming, I'm like, wow, you know what? I've got a whole lot more focus than what I've ever had. So it definitely helps folks. And of course, party's a big deal. There's people, this thing has went mainstream. It's crazy who's connected with it. A lot of athletes, a lot of movie stars, a lot of singers, songwriters. And it's so funny because they all love it because it gives them energy and it tastes good. But the one common denominator, when you talk to them, I say, why do you consume Neon? And they all have the same answer. Anybody want to guess? It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if you're here tonight looking at this as a business opportunity, how many of y'all know that it's pretty good that your product is cool to the mainstream? I mean, that's kind of a home run. You kind of want your product to be what? Cool. So here's some people. I mean, one of the cool things, if you really look, is Chris Brown's video, 5 more hours. We literally had launched a product less than 30 days. Chris Brown puts Neon in his music video, 5 more hours. And now recently, and some of y'all may know the name of it, but somebody shot me a link the other day of another Chris Brown video that has Neon all in it. Has anybody seen that one?
Zero, yeah.
Zero? Is that the name of it? Somebody sent me a link and I was like, wow, he's got Neon in it again. You got Christina Milan, is that Million? How do you say her name?
Yeah.
Million, you know, she loves the product. You got a bunch of MMA fighters, just tons of people. You may recognize some of those folks up there. Now, for me, I love the fact that it's cool to people who have credibility, whether they're singers, songwriters, actors, all of that. Now, I don't know these. I know a few of those people, but I don't know most of these folks. But it's neat that they find it cool. It's neat that they're advertising for us for free. See, we don't pay people to advertise for us. We pay people to promote our product. So if a person wants to go share our products with others and get paid, they become a distributor or a promoter within our company. But we don't sponsor athletes and we don't sponsor musicians and things like that. So this is just something that's happening natural. Let's talk about the key to success here. It's the Neon Energy Club. Here's how it works. First of all, membership is free. You get $59 a case on Neon, so you're getting your wholesale pricing, direct-to-door delivery, so you're not having to run by the convenience store and get a can of drink every morning or every afternoon or whenever. You've got a case at home, just grab one. As a member of the Neon Energy Club, you'll get special offers that's only for you. It's invite only. It's the only way you can be part of it. There's no fees, no commitments, and you can cancel at any time. The coolest part about it is as you invite others to the Neon Energy Club, you earn points. You can then redeem those points for free product, free Neon, or any other products that Lysalis has, as well as redeeming those points for other things that I think there's a slide for it. If not, I'll talk about it in a minute. Here's how that works. Here's how you earn those points. In this example, I'm going to show you an example of one case. Just keep in mind you can get up to 5 cases of Neon for free. But in this sample, one case, that's Bob. Y'all say hi to Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Man, I can't believe y'all did that. Every city I've done, nobody said it. In this city, everybody said it. So Bob decided he wanted to consume something healthy for him, so he gets him a case of Neon. He then goes out and shares it with 3 of his friends, not getting them to get involved in a business. They're 2 different things. He just simply went out and said, hey, listen, you're already drinking an energy drink. Try this one. He had 3 of his friends that became members of the Neon Energy Club by buying a case. When that happened, Bob now gets his product for free. Not just this month, but he gets his product for free every month. As long as he has 3 people that's part of the Neon Energy Club, and it can be the same 3, month after month, or it could be a different 3, but as long as he has 3, his product's for free. A lot of times people ask me, they say, how are you going to compete with Red Bull, Rockstar, and Monster? How many of y'all know Red Bull, Rockstar, and Monster does not give away free product? Make sense? And if they do give away free product, it's 1 can and it's a promo. Here's a can. Drink it up. Now go to the convenience store and buy it, right? We don't do that. If you refer people to buy from us, we're going to continue to give you your product month after month after month. All you do is pay shipping on it. The product is free. Is that pretty cool? Yes or yes?
Yes.
So it makes it pretty simple. And I was telling you a second ago about the VIP rewards. As you earn points, not only can you get free product, but you can also take those points and redeem them for other things. For an example, by the way, 5 cases free. You can redeem them for swag. There's iWatches. Is that what you call them? iPhone watches? iWatches? Sure. Real tight. Apple Watch. That's what it's called. Apple Watch. So you can redeem it for an app. You can get Apple Watches. You can get hats. You can get Beats headphones. There's all kinds of stuff. Go to VIPrewards.buy.com. You can see all the stuff. You can redeem it for cruise. You can redeem it for trips. And we're just getting started. This is going to continue to evolve. This is the magic. You're going to be able to redeem points for things that money can't buy. Give you a hypothetical. This is 100% hypothetical, but this is just the direction that our mind's going. For me, I dislike sports. And when I say that, it sounds crazy. I don't watch football, baseball, basketball. It's like watching paint dry to me. I have no interest in it. But what I do have, I do watch MMA, by the way. That's the one I want to do watch. I've never missed a UFC since UFC 1. But I love the fact of the stories of why people become the best in their particular arena. So why is it that Michael Jordan became what he did in basketball, right? Why is it that Shaquille O'Neal became what he did in basketball? Those are the stories that I love. So even though I'm not a big sports fan, and again, 100% hypothetical, but here is the things that we could potentially do. What if we were able to get Shaquille O'Neal, for example, to spend a day with a group of people, and the way they spent their time with him is they traded in VIP reward points to go spend a day with him. Would that be pretty cool? Yes or yes? Yeah, absolutely. And you can fill in the blank with the name. I'm just using him as an example. It could be a musician. It could be an actor, an actress. But those are the types of things. And because our relationships run so deep in the entertainment industry, we have access to a lot of people. So after January 1st, you're really going to start seeing us add a lot of life experiences to the VIP rewards. You're also going to see us continue to add products that are outside of things like the Apple Watch and the Beats headphones, stuff that you'll be able to redeem points for that you would normally go buy, that you can just take your points and trade them for it. Why is that important? I'll use me for an example with Delta Airlines. See, I earn points every time I fly Delta. I fly nobody but Delta. Even if there's another airline that flies directly to a city, I still will fly Delta, go to Atlanta, change planes, and go to that city. Why? I'm loyal because of the points I've earned. Because the points I've earned, I can redeem them for special treatment, right? So I fly first class 100% of the time, but I never pay for a first class ticket. Because I've built up so many points, if they don't give me a free upgrade, I can redeem my points for the free upgrade. Does that make sense? It creates loyalty. So if you're looking at this from a business, understand that this VIP rewards, better known as the Neon Energy Club, that's what's going to create loyalty to your company that you're going to create and to your product, which means more money for you because that means people buy month after month after month because they love the product, it gives them energy, it tastes great, it's cool, and they're earning points in VIP rewards. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Awesome. So at this point, you've heard enough to decide whether you want to be a customer. There's 2 types of customers, right? And when I say customers, members of the Neon Energy Club. You're just not looking to make money. The first one says, I just want to pay my way. I want to buy the product, consume the product, because I want to consume a healthy energy drink. You're a number 1. A number 2 says, I want to buy the product, but I want to share it with 3 of my friends or more of my friends, and I want to earn points that I can redeem for free product. That way I can drink my energy drinks for free, and I don't have to pay for them month after month. It doesn't matter to us which one you are. If you're a 1 or 2, congratulations, you're what we're calling a customer. Now, some of you are like, hey, I want to do all of that, but I understand that you can earn money promoting this as well. That's what I'm going to talk about moving forward. So, y'all met Bob. This is Sally over here to the far side. Say hey to Sally.
Hey, Sally.
And y'all did it again. So Sally had referred her friend Bob, and Bob became a customer, and he referred 3 of his friends, so Bob's getting his product for free. Visalis chose to bring their products to market through direct sales, which means they have a commitment to paying out 50 cents on every dollar. So every dollar that comes into the company, they pay out 50 cents in commissions back to the field, back to what we call promoters, people who promote our products. So in this example, Sally brought Bob in as a customer. Bob went out and got 3 customers to get his for free. Can we all agree that there is money changing hands here? Yeah. Visalis has to pay somebody. So in this case, they're going to pay Sally. So if you're sitting there and your mind works like mine does, the company's got to pay somebody, they're going to pay somebody. If somebody says, we got to pay somebody, we don't know how to pay, I'm like, let me tell you how to spell my name, right? You don't like me. Write this on that check. I'll tell you what to put on the check, right? So that's what Sally is. So Sally's going to get paid for that activity. Does Bob still get his product for free? Yes. Does Sally get paid? Yes. This is the way we brought the product to business. Some of y'all might be saying, well, sounds good thus far, but why in the world would you pick the energy drink industry? Well, it's very simple. It's a $30 billion market. How many of y'all know a billion's a lot?
Yes.
30 of them are ridiculous. I mean, you only need like a small sliver of a billion to have money as an issue out of the way. Does that make sense? So it's a $30 billion market, over 5,000% growth in the U.S. alone. Since 1999, you've got over 200 million people in the U.S. consuming energy drinks. You all know that 3 companies make up the bulk of it, make up around 94% of the entire market. Here's what I want to tell you. The market is ripe for innovation and change. I shared a little bit with you about what we did in 2010. Same situation. We did not invent the meal replacement shake. There was tons of companies out there. It was a big marketplace. It was about $7 billion market. We took an unknown product. We come in and innovated the way that products are marketed. We went from unheard of to the most consumed meal replacement shake in North America. We did it in 3 years by coming in and disrupting a market. That's exactly the same thing that we're doing with the energy drink with the Neon Energy Club. The moment you get your head wrapped around how big the Neon Energy Club is now and will continue to be, and how people will become loyal to that club and continue to consume Neon, you'll understand how we're going to shake up the market, and we're going to go capture a big piece of the energy drink space. Am I naive enough to believe that we're going to go to number 1 in 2 years? No. But do you know that when you're talking about a $30 billion market, you don't have to be number 1. You can be number 10, and that's a big piece of the pie, right? Now, do I think we'll be number 1 over the next 25 years? Absolutely. I truly do. Because we're going to disrupt that market. We're not going to go emulate what others have done. We're going to invent and make them chase us. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
When it comes to getting paid, we're paid 10 different ways. We're paid weekly and we're paid monthly. We have a BMW club. This is where you can go out and produce and hit a rank in our company called Regional Directors. A Regional Director, you're given $600 a month to drive a BMW. You can drive a used one, a new one. You can lease it, buy it, doesn't matter. Just out of curiosity, is there anyone in here that's earned the BMW through the challenge or through Neon? Raise your hand for y'all new people. Look around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people in the room has already earned a BMW. So I share that because I want you to understand this is real. I remember back in 2010 when I was sitting in a room of 32 people, the first time I spoke to everybody, and I was talking about earning BMWs and earning them in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Everybody thought I was nuts. Matter of fact, when I told them we were going to go do $1 billion in 3 years, they all thought I was nuts. Matter of fact, half of them were sitting on the edge of their seat, hanging on every word that I said. The other half had their eyes rolled in the back of their heads, their arms crossed, lip hanging down so low, looked like they were wearing a turtleneck. And all of those are still broke, by the way. They still have jobs. The 15 sitting on their edge of their seat, I was just sharing with you a few minutes ago, the guy's house I was in was a firefighter. He made so much money over the last 5 years, he bought a ranch in Yellowstone, and he's raising animals and has an income coming in every single month. I haven't seen him in two and a half years. Literally have not seen him in 2.5 years. He built a massive organization. He supports them over the telephone, but he's out there raising goats and rabbits and all that kind of stuff. His whole dream, his whole life was to be a cowboy. He went to be a cowboy. Some people have a dream of being a cowboy, they buy a hat. He went and bought a ranch at Yellowstone. Pretty crazy. VIP trips, life experiences. Is anybody heading to Cancun with me next week? Is there anybody in here? One here, one back here, one over here. So there's 3 people heading out to a life experience. Y'all be out for what, 5, 6 days? 4 days, 2 days, 5 days?
4 days, I think.
4 days. 4 days. I'll be out there for 10. I'm getting prepared before y'all get there and decompressing after y'all leave. But that's one of those VIP life experiences, so we have those. And we also have bonuses that go from $5,000 all the way up to $1 million. I can tell you right now that the real, I'm not telling you this to impress you, but to impress upon you, that if a bald-headed guy from Florida that barely speaks English, because y'all can tell I have trouble with English, right? If I can go make $1 million bonus, you probably got a shot at this. Is there anyone in here that's earned a $5,000 bonus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people in here has earned a $5,000 bonus. Is there anybody that's earned a $10,000 bonus? 1, 2.
I'm still working on it.
Still working. You're all running.
Still working. I'm running.
Anybody in here earned a $25,000 bonus? That's exciting. Why is that exciting? Because that means that there is opportunity for growth. I walk into some markets and I say, has anyone earned a $25,000 bonus? And 25 people will stand up in that market. That means they've hit a rank in our business called ambassador. What's really exciting is I think there is 1 or 2 out here. Does anybody know?
Right. Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 out here, but that's it. That's it. This marketplace will end up having 75 to 80 ambassadors. And an ambassador is a name we call, I'll show you what it is in a minute, but it's a name we call people that's making over $100,000 a year with us part-time. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't make sense. Part-time, $100,000 a year doesn't even make sense, but that's the way it works. And you can promote part-time, spare time, anytime, sometime, whatever you want to do. 2 ways to get involved. First way is called the Executive Promoter System. $499. You get 4 cases of neon, $100 buy product credit to apply to additional purchases of neon or any other products that you want to purchase. A welcome guide, a sampler pack of multiple products that Visalis has, 10% off of your buy store credit, instant access to Vinet Pro. And I got to tell you, that's a game changer. I run a multi-million dollar a month business off of my cell phone. I do not log into computers. I haven't logged into a computer since I was literally having to punch a key on a computer in Atlanta last night to change the slides. And that's the first time I've touched a keypad. It was actually weird. I was rubbing it. It was like, this is neat. Because I do everything off of my phone. I literally have an application called Vinet Pro that I run my entire business. And then the last thing, you get a Vet Millionaire series. I can tell you right now, it's 6 videos of people who's made in excess of $1 million with us, teaching you how they did it to cut your learning curve down. I promise you, those 6 videos are worth way over $1,000. Matter of fact, there's 1 video in there that I can guarantee you that if you leverage that video, you'll earn way over $1,000 in the next 12 months in your life, regardless of whether you are building Visalis or not. It will just make you more effective and efficient, and it's a video called Progressive Calendar, because the moment a person learns how to run a progressive calendar, their life changes. I'm looking at Bobby back there nodding his head. It is a game changer, a life changer, and it's worth a whole lot more than $1,000. Now, the best way to come in is the $9.99, but keep in mind, it's totally up to you. We don't care. The $9.99 is a better value. You get 14 cases of neon. You get everything else that we've told you about, plus you get 25% off the buy store instead of 10% off the buy store. You figure out what makes sense for you, but what I will share with you, don't let money stop you from making the right decision. What I mean by that is this. After 27 years in business and being around some of the most successful people, one thing I've learned is that people don't care what something costs to start. What they care about is how fast they can get that money back and what they have to do. Most people have access to money, but they got to make it back quickly to put it back, right? Because there's a purpose for that money. So don't let money hold you back from making a decision that possibly will change your life. Let's talk about how we turn this into an income, how it works. You go out and share this with people. And how many of y'all can agree with me that you all know 3 people that currently consume something for energy with a show of hands? Okay? If not, open your eyes, because your friends drink something for energy. 95% of the population consumes something for energy. All you need is 3 of your friends to say, hey, this makes sense, I'll be a customer. Not build a business, not get into network marketing, not get into one of them triangles, not do one of them things. I mean, y'all know all the stuff I'm talking about, right? 3 people that just say, hey, I want to be a customer. When that happens, you're getting your product free. How many of y'all think you might be able to find 3 people that want to earn more money or needs to earn more money than what they're currently earning? How y'all might be able to find 3 people? It's pretty easy, right? There's a lot of folks out there that's hurting financially. How do I know? Turn the television on. When there's 19 shows on TV about repossessing somebody's car, people need money. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They got Lizard Lick towing, Miami South Beach towing. It's like all these shows. It's like all these shows. It's all about repossessing people's cars. It's crazy. So you go find 3 folks that want to earn some income, and if you do this over the next 30 days, and how many of y'all know it's easy to make a handful of phone calls, call 10 people, find 3 of them that want to be customers, find 3 of them that want to be a promoter. You've now made somewhere between $400 to $600, and you did that in your first month. You spent less, and by the way, all this is based off of you starting at $4.99. If you start at $9.99, it's all more money. But at $4.99, you spent $500 to get started. In your first 30 days, you made somewhere between $400 and $600. Is that a good return on the money you paid to start a business? Yes or yes?
Yes.
If you go do this in the next couple of weeks, which is what most people do, they go out, instead of taking a month to bring in 3 customers or 3 people that want to make money, they go out and do it in the next couple of weeks. When you do that, you're going to get another $100 to $200 bonus. You're going to make $500 to $800. Now, is $500 to $800 a good return on the money you spent to open a business?
Yes.
Absolutely. Is there anybody in this room that opened a business, a traditional business, that made your money back in 2 weeks? Don't raise your hand because you'll embarrass yourself. Because it's never happened. When you open a traditional business, you're lucky to make that money back in 2 years. Anybody own a business in here? Yeah. How long did it take you to make your money back?
Still
have. Like, I'm 13 years in. Yeah, I mean, it's
I got a chance.
just a few months.
Just a few months, yeah. So you'll get here, probably. Yeah. So, I mean, I've owned a bunch of traditional businesses in my life as well, and I was just sharing with you back there a minute ago that Alex. I was just sharing with Alex that that's one of the drawbacks is I'll invest a bunch of money in a traditional business, and it takes me forever to see a return on that money. To where in this business, I put $1,000 in to get started, and it took me 24 hours to see that return on that money that I started my business with, right? And now I took that $1,000 investment, if you want to call it an investment, or I call it a spend. I spend it to open a business, and I made $7 million off of spending $1,000. Do y'all see how this kind of makes sense? If it doesn't, I just lost you at $7 million. Just went over my head. Go out and do this in a week. And this Dan, you did it in a week, didn't you? Yeah, go out. Yeah, I mean, you went way beyond this in a week, actually, I believe. But go do it in a week, and now you've made $700 to $1,000. This is a total shot in the dark because I don't know what the answers are. But just for the new folks, give me some of y'all's first week. Some of you new folks. How much money did y'all make your first week in the business? Anybody want to share?
In 2 weeks, I made $1,680 in the first 2 weeks.
$1,680 in the first 2 weeks.
I made $1,337 in 1 week.
$1,337 in 1 week. That's awesome.
I made $1,579 in my first week.
That's awesome. Anybody else?
$949.77 in a week.
$949.77 in a week. How about in a person's first month? Anybody want to share their first month earnings? No, man, I ain't sharing all that. No? Okay.
I made about $2,000.
About 2,000? 1,700? Anybody else?
22.
22? Man, somebody give me some low numbers. I want some low numbers. Somebody give me a low number.
700.
You made $700. Watch this. $700 in her first month. How much did you spend to start your business? Just out of curiosity. $499. She made $700 in her first month. Is that a good return on the money she spent?
Yes.
Absolutely. People always get hung up on the millions and all these big thousands and stuff. Gang, $500 extra a month in people's households last year would have stopped 95% of the bankruptcies that were filed. And let me ask you this question. Think back over the last 2 years. How many people that you know, friends, acquaintances that you know, had their house foreclosed on, had their car repossessed, had their marriage dissolved over fighting over money? Something like this can change their life forever. It can cause them to save their car, save their house, in a lot of cases save a marriage because financial stress causes all kinds of problems. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
So let's take this a step further. So this is how, This is how you go and make some. Dadgummit. How many of y'all excited? You ain't got to be technical to be rich. Okay. This is how you go out and make some money quickly, right? But that's not the bulk of our business. Let's take this a little bit deeper. This is what we focus on to help people get started. But for $1,000 a month, I mean, literally, I won't even get out of bed for $1,000 a month, and a lot of you are the same way. Some of you are like, hey, for $1,000 a month, I'm all over this. But for me, I was already successful, and I know some of you are pretty successful at what you do. So $1,000 a month isn't going to change anything. So let's take it a little bit deeper. So in order to earn the BMW, which is a $600 a month payment that we give you to drive a BMW, and if you don't want to drive a BMW, we'll give you $300 a month to keep driving whatever you're driving, right? But $600 a month to drive a BMW. It's a rank in our business called Regional Director. When I just showed you what to do, go out and get 3 customers, 3 promoters. When you go help 6 people do that, you have hit the rank of Regional Director. You're now making about $1,600 a month, and you're getting a BMW bonus of $600 a month. Now, some people's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Right. Let me ask y'all this. Who in here had their job give them a BMW recently? That's what I thought. A bicycle?
An Apple Watch.
Skateboard. I mean, people were begging last week for a turkey on Thanksgiving from their job, right? So I think it's pretty awesome that you can go out and build a business part-time and get a free car and make an extra $1,600 a month. And before I go any further and talk about more money, let's be real. What would you have to do at your job to get a $1,600 a month pay raise? Maybe don't answer that, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Most people, there's nothing you can do at your job to get a $1,600 a month pay raise. By simply going out and promoting the Neon Energy Club, in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you can add an extra $1,600 a month to your household. And what do you do with it is totally up to you. What about getting debt-free for once in your life? Maybe paying off some bills, taking some financial pressure off of you. $1,600 a month for some people will allow one, either husband or wife, to come home and raise our children instead of us having our children raised by someone else, right? There's different things that you can do with $1,600 a month. Are you rich at $1,600 a month? No, but you definitely got some options. How many people do you know $1,600 a month would be a life changer for them, right? It'd be a game changer for a lot of folks. But there is more. You go out and help 3 people earn a BMW, you now hit a rank in our company called National Director. At National Director, a couple things happen. Number 1, you get a $5,000 bonus. It's a one-time bonus. And some of y'all's like, there's the catch. There's the catch. It's a one-time bonus. When did you get a one-time $1 bonus at your job? It's a $5,000 one-time bonus. You're making $36,000 a year. But for those of you of influence that's in here, this is the game changer. At National Director, you earn equity in Visalis. No, you don't have to buy stock in Visalis. They give you stock in the company. We are a $2 billion company. This is where you can go out and do things today, earn equity in a company that will continue on. At some point, we will be $1 billion a month company, and you own a piece of that. What is that equity going to be worth 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? I don't know, but I bet you it's going to be worth a whole lot of money. And it's something that you're going to be able to go out while you're healthy and you're young, go develop something for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. How many of y'all have got kids? Anybody here got kids? Most of y'all? Yeah. How about grandkids? Anybody got grandkids?
I have a dog.
Am I the only old person in this room? So there's 2 of us that have grandkids? Man, only me and you know what's going on. The rest of y'all going to discover something. You're going to discover this. You like your kids, but you love your grandchildren. You see, my kids, I told them, I said, you better go to work. Well, I'm alive, I'll help you, but you ain't getting nothing I got. The grandbabies, I'm like, y'all don't worry about it. Pop-Pop's got y'all. Pop-Pop's got you. Your kids, you beat them into submission. Your grandbabies, you pay them off. Here, Pop-Pop, give you 100. Just kidding. Go help 6. Go. I'm not really kidding. Go help 6 people earn a car. Now you're making $60,000 a year. You still got your job. I know you love your boss. You still got your job. Nothing's changed. You're making $60,000 a year. You get a $10,000 one-time bonus, and you earn additional equity in the company. Some people say, well, how much equity is it? It's a limited amount of time. First thing you got to know. So they took 3% of the company and said, here's 3%. It'll be split between everybody that earns equity in 2015. At the end of this month, end of December, that 3% is already spoken for. They took 3% more and said in the year of 2016, from January to December, here's an opportunity for everyone to earn equity in that 3%. So for those of you who are just getting started, you have an opportunity to earn it this month, but more than likely, you'll be earning it in next year. So there's 3% up for grabs. How much will each person get is determined by how many people hit equity. To hit equity, as I shared with you, you've got to hit national director. Now, as a presidential director, you're earning more equity than a national director. And then as an ambassador, on the other side, you're earning even more equity than what a presidential or a national director is earning. So you earn equity at national, but the higher you go in the ranks, the more equity you earn. So what I'm really saying is this. If you've ever wanted to be in a position on the front side of something before everybody else finds out about it, because we did mention this is the first official neon get-together and launch in the city, right? So if you want to be on the front side of something that you can go out and earn equity in a $2 billion company that's growing, dominating the market space, congratulations and welcome to your future. You have the opportunity. Now you have to go decide what you're going to do with it. Let me remind you of the story of 2010, February 15, 2010. 32 people sitting in a room. Half of them got it, half of them didn't. Half of them are millionaires and multimillionaires. Half of them still work their jobs. They cut grass, they drive cars, drive trucks, they teach school. I'm trying to think what some of their occupations was. The difference was the half that got it, went and done something with it. The other half had the same opportunity, but for whatever reason, they let doubt or something enter into it, and their life didn't change while everybody else's life did change. Go help about a dozen people get a free car, and now you've hit a rank in our company called Ambassador. At Ambassador, you're making $100,000 per year, plus you get a $25,000 one-time bonus, and you get additional equity in the company. This is what we call the pinnacle of our company. This is where you hear us talking about 800 people, that we've helped 800 people over the last 5.5, almost 6 years, hit this rank in the company. And I believe this, if one man or woman can do something, why can't you? If one man or woman can do something, so can another. Do you believe that? Yes. If you believe that, this might be your opportunity. Another way to look at this game is if you look at PD. So at Indy, you earned equity. So another way to look at it, instead of thinking about cars, go help 2 of your friends earn equity. When you help 2 of your friends earn equity, you're now presidential. You want to go ambassador? Go help 3 of your friends earn equity, and now you're an ambassador. One thing I love about our company is that the only way to progress is by helping other people. If I want to move up in level, I've got to go help someone else succeed. Just the opposite of your job. I was just sharing with you about here a minute ago. If you go teach somebody everything you know at your job, congratulations, you just fired yourself. Why would they pay you that money? They can go pay somebody. You just taught somebody how to do what you do. They can pay them half of what they're paying you and replace you. They don't need you anymore. That's just the real world. That's traditional business. That's why people at your job don't want to teach you nothing. In this industry, the more I teach a person, the more I do for a person to help them succeed, the more income that I make, and the same stands true for you. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Let's look at this long term. So you go out and you share it with 3 people. And by the way, this is something called Metcalfe's Law. It's the law of exponential growth. This is something that people struggle with because they don't teach it in high school, they don't teach it in college, and they should. People can't really wrap their head around this. The closest thing they come to teaching this in college is something called the Rule of 72. And it's how you determine how quick your money doubles. It's the same exact philosophy. Take your interest rate, divide it by 72, and it tells you how often your money will double. Same philosophy works with people. So would y'all agree with me that if you go share this with 3 people that replicate what you do, they go get 3. Your 3 turns to 12, yes or yes?
Yes.
If that happens, you're a director, by the way, you're making about $2,800 a year. Are you rich? No way. But $2,800 a year? How many of y'all know that would pay for Christmas? $2,800 will pay for most people's Christmas, right? So if nothing else, you went out and you paid for Christmas. And then if that replicates, now your 3 people turn into 39, you're making about $9,300 a year, plus you've earned a BMW at this point, you're a regional director. If it happens again, now you're at 120 people, you're a national director, you've earned equity in the company, and you're making an extra $30,000 a year. Now let's hit pause right there for a minute. If that's all you saw, an extra $30,000 a year, by simply going out and promoting the Neon Energy Clubs to people, add $30,000 a year to your household income, regardless of how successful you are, whatever it is you do, $30,000 a year extra into your house. Will that change anything?
Yes.
Yes, it will. for almost anybody. Unless you're making $1 million a year, 30 grand extra a year will change something in your life. Will it be enough change to cause you to go do it? Some of y'all, the answer is yes. For some of y'all, the answer may be no. I was that person that 30 grand a year would not change anything for me. It just wasn't. I was making over $1 million a year. It wasn't something that would change my life, so it wouldn't have moved me. I had to see something larger. But for those of you that 30 grand a year does move, everything else I'm going to share with you is for your future. It's not for your right now. Here's what I found. Most people can't envision making more than 2 times what they're currently making. So if you're making 30 grand a year, generally all you could really see yourself making is 60. But once you get to 60, you can see yourself making what? About 120. And then when you get to 120, you can see more. Does that make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Go replicate it again. Now you're at 363 promoters. You're a presidential director. You're making $87,000 a year. Go replicate it again. Now you're at 1,092 promoters. You're an ambassador. You're making $262,000 a year. Gang, this isn't something I'm guessing at. This is something we've helped 800 people already do over the last almost 6 years. Go replicate it again. Now you're at 3,279 people. You're making $786,000 a year. You're a 3-star ambassador. That means you're an ambassador and you've helped 3 people go ambassador. Are you rich? No, you ain't rich. But you got a lot of options in life. You start thinking about things a little bit differently. You make your decisions not based on your needs, but you make them based on your wants. At an additional $786,000 a year, it's possible that you have grown a dislike to your boss at this point. It's possible. Some of y'all love your boss so much that you're going to stay with them forever. But most people at this point, they don't call in sick. Most people call in well. Has anybody ever called in sick?
Yeah.
Either you're lying or your boss is standing beside you. If you call in sick, it's the same thing. You just call in well. Hey, boss, it's Kyle. Hey, Kyle, I'm calling in well. You're calling in what? I'm calling in well. Well, what? Well, I ain't never coming back. Let's go one more level. Go out and replicate it one more time. Again, Metcalfe's law, the law of exponential growth. One more time. You've got almost 10,000 people in your business. You're making $2.3 million per year. Are you rich? You better believe you're rich. At this point in time, you can start changing the world. Will this happen this exact way? I promise you it will not. I promise you one of your friends will jack it up and they'll go get 10 people instead of 3. I promise you one of your friends will tell you they're going to go get 100 and they will never even do nothing. It'll never work this way. So, because this is a perfect scenario, 3 getting 3 getting 3, fail it by 90%. Take that, fail it by 90%. So you and your friends jack this thing up 90% wrong, you're making $230-something thousand a year. Fail it by 99%. 99%. You only get it 1% right. If you get it 1% right, you're making $23,000 extra a year into your household. Does that make sense? Absolutely it does. We've got a couple things to help you. You heard me talking earlier about Buy Net Pro. $29 a month, I run a multi-million dollar business off of my cell phone. And just as important, we have VET. VET is a training platform that allows you to cut down your learning curve. Whatever it is you do for a living, I'm sure you're a stud at or a stud at what you do, but what we do is a little different. So there's a couple ways to learn. I'll never forget my mentor sharing this with me 27 years ago. He said, first thing is you can take the next 2 to 3 years and kind of learn as you go. Learn from your mistakes, mess it up, figure it out as you go. Number 2, you can be naive enough to believe that I'm going to spend all of my time sitting with you, holding your hand, teaching you everything you need to know. Straight up, this is what he told me. He said the third thing you can do is plug into a system where it's automated and you can cut that learning curve down that would take you 2 years to learn. Look at it as your college education. And I said, okay, makes sense. Thank goodness I did cut my learning curve down and change my financial life forever. So those are 2 things that you want to definitely get plugged into. That brings us to the last phase of this presentation, which is where we make a decision. You either want to be a customer and pay your way, you want to be a customer and get it for free. Did I miss that slide? I'm looking at her eyes. She's looking funny. Yes, I did. I seen 1, 2, 3. You may be asking yourself, can I do this? And the answer is, yes, you can. If number 1, you can go through a quick getting started training to learn what to do next, right? To learn how we go out and we promote the Neon Energy Club. Number 2, if you can take the time to have what we call an energy hour. This is just where you connect with people and share with them about the Neon Energy Club. Did I say sell? No, don't try to sell people. That's weird. Nobody likes being sold. All we do is share with people and we let them fall in where they fit in. If it makes sense for them to be a customer, they become a customer. If it makes sense for them to be a promoter, they become a promoter. If it makes sense for them not to be interested, then they're not interested. Love them where they're at. A person who's not interested will surprise you and become interested at some point. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
So you can do these 3 things, and then the third thing is host a neon party. This is a really large neon party. Most neon parties will have 3 to 5 people at them at your house, 3 to 5 of your friends. You simply go through, you can just push play on a DVD that does the presentation. It takes 22 minutes. Push play on the DVD, play the DVD, and at the end, find out if they're a 1, 2, or 3. If they're a customer, if they're a promoter, if they want to get their product for free, let's figure out what they want to be. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
I said to the men to go, if one man or woman can do it, so can another. I've kind of already went through and identified folks in the room who's already earned a BMW, who's already earned equity in the company, who's already earned a $5,000 check, a $10,000 check. I've already done that. So I'm not going to bring people up and have them share. Because remember, nobody in this market has started building Neon with the launch. I mean, they're only a month in. So we don't have a bunch of results with Neon to show you. I can't put a whole lot of regional directors in this market up here because it's a new market. Some people's like, well, I'm going to wait till I just got to see some. I got to see some BMWs. Congratulations. Stick around for about 3 months, and I'll show you a line of them. Meanwhile, every friend you know is now drinking Neon. True story. I mean, that's just the way it is. So the good news is that you're first to market. The bad news is I don't have a whole lot of results in this market to show you. There's tons of results around the country to show you, but not in this market. And if you're an entrepreneurially minded person, that should tell you you've got first movers advantage. What's the population of this town? Anybody know? A lot. It's a lot. This ain't even like one street in this house right now. This ain't even one street in a subdivision in town, right? So there's a whole market for y'all to go after. Let me ask y'all this. How many people in this town do you think is either going to throw or attend a Christmas party this year? Thousands, right? How many of y'all know that every Christmas party should have Neon in it? If they're serving alcohol, they should have what? Neon. Here's what you do. You want to be the coolest person at the Christmas party? Buy a case of Neon, get you a couple black light deals, and take it to your Christmas party. If you're throwing the Christmas party, buy 3 or 4 cases of Neon and make all the Neon drinks, and you'll have the coolest Christmas party there is. That makes sense? What's after Christmas? New Year's. How many of y'all know everybody celebrates New Year's, and about 80% of them drink alcohol at New Year's parties? These are all people that somebody's going to put Neon in their hands. If they're going to put Neon in their hands, why not use? Does that make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
You keep hearing me talk about Mysalis, and I'm giving you a little bit of backstory. But just kind of run through this. Mysalis is a company that's a mission-driven culture. It's all about life, health, and prosperity. We've been around for 10 years. We have 3 dynamic founders, Ryan, Blake, and Nick, some of my best friends in the world. When I found these guys in 2010, as I said, the company was extremely small. They had a good product, but what impressed me was these 3 guys. I knew whether I got involved in this business or not, these 3 guys were going to hit a home run. They have a desire to. They're young. A lot of people say, well, they're young. And I'm going, exactly. How many of y'all know I do not want my founders to be old? Just being honest, because they're going to what? Retire. No, not die. I guess at some point they'll go, right? But they're either going to die or retire, right? So when they die or retire, what do? They give the business to who? Their kids. How many of y'all know the kids always jack it up? 95% of every business that's inherited, this is true numbers, 95% fail within 5 years. Did y'all know that? Inherited business, 95% fail within 5 years. So I don't want them to be old. I want them to be young. Matter of fact, as long as they're younger than me, that means that they're going to keep going longer than I am. That makes it, so when I'm in a room like this and I see a lot of young people, I get excited. Because how many of y'all know y'all still going to be going after I'm long done and dead? Did I tell y'all I love my grandbabies? Just stick with them. And I already shared with y'all how much we did with the challenge. Here's a couple things I will share with you. We know how to build mainstream momentum. We did over 500 million units to become #1 the number one most consumed shake in North America, the number one shake in North America. At one point in time, I might mess this up, but I believe it was for every, and some of y'all may know the number, for every 4 shakes that were consumed in North America, one of those was ours. So for every 4 shakes, is that the right number? 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 3? Anybody know? Sounds good. 1 out of 3. I think it's 1 out of 3, but I'm going to 1 out of 4 just so I'm trying to be on the side of caution. But whether it's 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, how many of y'all know that's a lot? How would y'all like to get in a position to where 1 out of 4 energy drinks that were consumed is a neon energy drink? That's what our mission is. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. The last launch, you heard me talk about 2010. 18,000 BMW qualifiers, 800 six-figure year earners, well over 50 millionaires, nearly 60 millionaires, company-wide. And when I say millionaires, these are people that being a millionaire is neat. That means you made $1 million. But being a millionaire every year, how many of y'all know that's gooder, right? And being a billionaire people say, that ain't a word. Yeah, it is. I registered that with the United States government. All these teachers in here is going crazy when I say gooder. They're like, oh, yeah, it is. I own Gooder LLC. Almost 60 millionaires, and these folks are making $1 million a year, gang. And, for me, that's neat. But for me, my mind works differently. So for some of you that's got bigger visions, for me, it's about $1 million a month. If it ain't $1 million a month, it don't even exist. And so my mind works differently. Why? Because I've climbed the mountain a little bit higher. When you're climbing a mountain, you don't look at the summit, do you? You look at like a twig or a stick about 20 feet up, and you climb to that twig or that stick, and then you look for something else 10 feet up, and you get to that, and you look at something else. So right now, you might be making $30,000 a year at your job. The furthest you're going to see is 60, but when you get to 60, you'll see a little further. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
By the time you're making a few $1 million a year, you'll be able to see $1 million a month. As long as your vision keeps growing, your business will keep growing. The moment we don't have a vision, the moment we don't have a purpose, the moment we don't feel like there's anything more in life, then our business dries up. Matter of fact, people say you're green and growing or you're ripe and rotten. How many of y'all know? And nobody likes nothing that stinks. I mean, you don't know what I'm talking about. And so you always want to be green and growing. That brings us to the slide I thought I was at a minute ago. You're either a 1, 2, or 3. You either just want to simply be a customer and join the Neon Energy Club, buy your product, and don't worry about getting it free. Or you want to be a number 2, join the Neon Energy Club, buy your product the first month, but then let's go grab 3 customers so that you get your product for free. Or be a number 3, which means you're going to get your product for free and you're going to get paid. It doesn't matter to us. It should only matter to you. I will tell you that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. There's a lot of leadership that's here to serve each and every one of you. Some of you that have Googled me or know me know that I don't have to be here tonight. I get to be here tonight. I'm super excited. I love working with people. I love changing lives. Financially, guys, I've been done for many years. If I never make another dime, my children's children are taken care of. It ain't about money for me. I guess some people go drinking or doing drugs to get their high. My high in life is changing lives. And yes, I love the physical side, but I am in love with the financial side. I love taking people who want more out of life and helping them go get it. Whether that's a single mom that's struggling, or whether that's someone, and whether it's a couple who's making really good money, but they're not living their dream. And to be able to go help them live their dream. That's why I do what I do. That's why I put 100, 125, 150, 175 days a year in an airplane. It's not about the money. And a few of you have been down to my estate and you realize it's definitely not about the money for me. And hopefully one day, whether it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or 25 years from now, one day, hopefully you'll see what I see, and I'll be able to help you be in a position to make that same exact statement, that it's not about the money for you. Put you in a position where you never have to balance your checkbook. Put you in a position where you never have to think about money. Here's a challenge for all of you. I don't care how good you're doing in life. Go 24 hours without letting money cross your mind. Try it. It'll drive you batty. How would you like to be in a position where you can spend 20 years and never have to think about money? Money is not everything, y'all, but it gives you options. And I believe this. If you're a jerk right now, I'm just going to be transparent with y'all. If you're a jerk right now, when I help you make a lot of money, you're going to be a really big jerk. But if you're a good person right now, when we help you make a lot of money, you're going to change the world. And that's been my experience. That's what I saw over and over again. You know, people talk about, yeah, I'm scared to make money. Money's evil. Money isn't evil. Money does incredible things and allows people to do incredible things. Some of y'all, I know y'all's dreams. I know your passions. I know, Bobby and Lisa was able to earn enough money to complete their adoption, and that was a big deal, and I love that, and being able to participate in some form or fashion. I know a lot of you in here that's beginning to realize your dreams. So if you are that person sitting here tonight and you've always wanted to be at the right place at the right time with the right people, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't come from wealth. Some of y'all may have, I didn't. I come from lower middle class. That's a nice way of saying poverty, right? I had everything I needed, but it belonged to somebody else before it belonged to me. That's where I came from. And for me, I went through my life not wanting guarantees. I just wanted a shot. I just wanted an opportunity to do something special with my life, because I believe that all of us are here for a reason. We're all here for a purpose. I don't believe we're here to just breathe our fair share of the air and drink our fair share of the water. I believe there's a mission. There's something we're destined to do, all of us. I just truly believe that. And I didn't know what it was, and I still don't know what I'm destined to do. But I know this, that I can go out and I can change lives, I can serve others, and it takes nothing away from one candle to light another. And I go through my life lighting candles. And that's something that you have the ability to do. And I believe each and every one of you probably had some kind of a deep down burning desire to be able to help other people. But unfortunately, in most things, when you help someone, it generally hurts you. Is that a true story? You generally help someone, it costs you money. Or you help someone, it costs you something, right? I love the fact that we can go out and help someone and it not cost us anything. Because the more I help you do, the more income I make as well. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
So if whoever invited you here tonight, if this makes sense, if it sounds right, it feels right, get started. One thing I can tell you is that after 27 years, and I made it my business to go spend time with some of the wealthiest people in our country. Matter of fact, one of them's running for president right now. And when I'm around people, I learned something many years ago called the pile theory. Has anyone ever heard of that? The pile theory works very simple. Whoever has the biggest pile of money talks, and the one with the smaller pile listens. I did a lot of listening, because they have bigger piles than me. And when I'm listening, I don't ask dumb questions. I ask smart questions. And when I'm around these wealthy people, I want to know how they got where they're at. So I ask questions. And I've spent 27 years learning from some of the wealthiest people in our world. And one common denominator that I found with all people who's created massive success, and this was really intriguing to me, is that they don't practice procrastination. Everybody I've ever met that's created massive success, the moment it sounds right, feels right, they take the shot. They don't procrastinate. They take the shot. Does that mean they don't do due diligence? No. Because if they hadn't done their due diligence, it may not feel right yet. But when it feels right, it sounds right, they take the shot. So unless you can defy gravity and you want to be massively successful, go do what they do. Don't do the opposite of them. And that's one thing I've learned. I said, you know what? Before I leave this earth, I want to be a billionaire. That's one of my missions, is to be a billionaire. Because that means I'm going to give a lot to a lot of people. I'm going to change the world. But in order to be a billionaire, I've got to go act like billionaires. And I can't practice procrastination. Or I'm thinking I can defy gravity by going and practicing procrastination, thinking I'm going to get where only people who don't do that get. Does that make sense? Some people's like, yeah, but Kyle, you don't understand. Christmas is right around the corner. I do understand. This is your opportunity in the next few weeks to pay for your entire Christmas. I mean, y'all heard some of the incomes people made in their first week or two in the business. This is your shot to go out and pay for Christmas. Get back with whoever brought you here and let them know if you want to be a customer, you want to be a customer who gets it for free, or you want to be a promoter. For those of you who decide to be a promoter, don't leave. Give me 15 more minutes. We're going to take a quick break. Give me 15 more minutes, because I don't want you leaving here blind. I want you to leave it here knowing exactly what to go do. I don't want to get you excited about the money and then you run out of here not knowing nothing. You spend $500 or $1,000 and then not know what to do next. So give me 15 minutes and let me run through exactly what your next steps are, so you too can go make how much your first week? Go make over $1,000 or a couple thousand. I mean, go make some serious money your first week. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm done.
Yeah.
We'll